women in their 20s see nothing wrong with local Ukrainian men in their 20s for the most part. Women in their 20s see men who are roughly their age. They haven't really done anything wrong. They're handsome, they're in good shape like we all are in our 20s. And the women just don't look at them and think that there's a problem. Now, by the time the women get closer to 30 and they've had some serious issues with the local men in Ukraine, and again, there are good men in Ukraine all over the place, but there are a lot that are unreliable. And that's the word that women in Ukraine use. They don't say the men here are bad, they just say the men here are unreliable. But by the time they get closer to 30, they're starting to really get it, why they're here, what they're really looking for. It's a big thing to ask somebody to leave her country, her European country. Ukraine is not a third world country, and they're not nearly as poor and desperate as our media and other people in this industry make them out to be. I mean, to be honest with you, they don't have a lot of money always, they don't have a ton of resources, but they're okay. And shockingly, to a lot of us, even though it should not be, they're very proud of their culture, they're very proud of their country. And when you go to Ukraine, you'll see why. It's a very special place. It's hard for the women to give up something that's really known to them and come to America, but they'll do it if it means finding love. But they're not going to do it for somebody who's older than their parents most of the time, because you're not going to be compatible. You're not going to be intimately compatible, and that's the truth. Now, a lot of guys don't like that answer, and that is absolutely fabulous. That's quite all right. Don't listen to it then and go do something else, and good luck with that. But what I would suggest is, if you're in your 50s, date women who are in mid-30s and above. If you're in your 60s, you're looking at women in their 40s and above. If you're older than that, then again, women probably mid-40s and above, and I would do that. You can date some of the younger women. That's probably where the breakdown is going to come. What you find is that women where the age gap is just too much, they may like you personally a great deal, and it creates a bit of a conflict for them. Because if they were to speak honestly to you, where the age gap is more than 20 years in Ukraine, the women 99% of the time are not going to be attracted to you. So they like your personality, and they like hanging out with you, and they like practicing their English, and they like going to dinner, and they like having someone to talk to, and they like meeting foreign people. They're just not attracted to you, and that's why they'll go out on dates, they'll hang out. This is where the professional dater thing comes from, and there certainly are women who are professional daters, and sometimes they're women who ask you to buy them things. More often than not, they're just women who are bored, who are okay with spending time with you if you want to spend time with them. They will clearly hear you say you're interested in them romantically. And they'll like you personally a great deal, but they just can't bring themselves to go there with you. And so that's a mistake that a lot of men make. That's where a lot of the negative pub comes all over the internet. And what I will tell guys is, just don't do that. Just go and meet somebody with whom you're truly compatible. That's not a compromise, because the women in Ukraine, the women in Russia, the women in China, women all over the world, the women in this video from Medellin, and that right there from Kharkov, I mean, the women in their 30s and 40s in these countries are stunning, stunning women. There's no compromise there. There really isn't. And that's what you should be doing, my friends. So the average age gap of couples who get married, where the women are Ukrainian and the men are from North America, for example, is probably 12 years, maybe 15 years. There are exceptions, but exceptions are always exceptional, guys.
Join men from all over the world as they take a trip and find their future brides. Interested? Check out our website. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.